Okay, so we're going to go ahead and go back into your notes and we're going to fill out this general unit circle here for what we've figured out so far. So far, what we've figured out is that the sine is, actually, the cosine is my, cosine of theta is my x coordinate, and the sine of theta is my y coordinate, okay? Now, this shows a coordinate system with a unit circle. So 1 is the radius of all these lines. Now, because this first quadrant here is 90 degrees right here, we know that halfway through that, the 45 is going to be that one right there. So I know that this is my 45-degree line, okay, because it's halfway through that first quadrant. Now, with the work we did on the last page, we know that that coordinate point is going to be root 2 over 2, comma root 2 over 2. Now that tells me that the x coordinate there is going to be the cosine of 45 degrees, and the y coordinate there is going to be the sine of 45 degrees. Okay, now we also figured out this angle of rotation, the 90 plus 45, right over here at 135, is the coordinate negative root 2 over 2, comma root 2 over 2. Which would tell me that the cosine of 135 is negative root 2 over 2, and the sine of 135 degrees is positive root 2 over 2. We also figured out that 225 goes here, and I have negative root 2 over 2, negative root 2 over 2, and 315, which is my 360 minus that 45, is what goes here. So this is root 2 over 2 and negative root 2 over 2 because I went right and then down. Okay, there's a few other angles that are on this unit circle right now that we can figure out. We know that this is 0 degrees, and this coordinate point, because this is a radius of 1 and that is a radius length, we know that that's the coordinate 1, 0, which tells me that the cosine of 0 is 1 and the sine of 0 is 0 because of the x and the y coordinate. We know that this is 90 degrees and the coordinate point 0, 1. This is 180 degrees and the coordinate point negative 1, 0. This is 270 and the coordinate point 0, negative 1. And this is also 360 degrees because 0 and 360 are coterminal angles. So that tells me that the cosine and sine of 0 and 360 are the same because they end at the same spot. So here's what we have for our unit circle so far.